Hi everyone, it's me. I'm just coming at you with a subject, a topic that I felt that I needed to talk about because there's a lot of untrained um, untrained, you know, people that use, the drills. They do nails. They work with beauty products. Um, And for those of you that are nail techs, you already know and you're going to know what I'm talking about. But I'm mainly doing this for the people that are not properly trained, the people that are not professionals, just so they can have an um, educated decision on what products they're going to use and how they're going to use them. And also just to give them a warning of the effects of these chemicals and what can happen to your health. And I'm speaking for personal experience, and I'm going to share this with you guys just so you guys can get an idea of how toxic these chemicals can be and how quickly they can affect your health, especially if you already have pre-existing conditions. Um, and mainly what I want to talk about today is chemicals called EMA and MMA. EMA is methyl cryolate, um, methyl cryolate. It's a long name. I can't I can't pronounce it. But EMA and MMA are two chemicals commonly found in our products, in our acrylics, and our liquid monomers, especially the liquid monomers that we use. MMA is a safer form to use in the sense that when it's solidified, when it's solid on your nails, it's safer. It's not as absorbed through your nail bed as the EMA is. Let me talk about my experience first of all and let you guys know what I went through, and it was very scary, and I'm doing it because I want to prevent other people to go through the situation and have an unfavorable outcome. I'm an untrained person that uses these nail chemicals. I have access through them, by various means, and you know what I mean. We get them because we want to use something that is good and it's going to last on your nails and whatnot. But I work in my house. I not work, but I do the nails in my house, in my basement, because it's the only space I can use in my house. And I knew that the chemicals I was using had a strong odor, but and I knew about EMA and MMA, and I still made an uneducated decision to go ahead and buy products without asking what the content was, what chemicals were used. I had no concern for that because my only concern was to have my nails look nice. So anyways, I'm working, in my basement doing nails, and every time I came downstairs and I spent several hours, I have asthma. I have a pre-existing condition of asthma. And for those of you that don't know what it is, it's just your lungs constrict and your branches in your lungs constrict, and it causes difficulty in breathing. And every time I came downstairs to do nails and work on designs, I found it that I had to bring my inhaler, and I would use it, like 5-10 times in just 2 hours that I was downstairs. And I just thought, because of my condition, I'm being just extremely sensitive to it, so I didn't pay mind. I was fine. Once I was upstairs and I vented out a little, even though I had my fans on and whatnot, I just thought, you know, it's just me. My body's being oversensitive to these chemicals, and, you know, I'll get used to it. I'll be desensitized to it. Well, it didn't happen this way, guys. I ended up getting worse and worse every day, until finally I was celebrating my daughter's birthday on her birthday party. Because I didn't listen to my symptoms and I didn't listen to what was going on, and, you know, I just didn't want to put it together. I started having a very, very hard time breathing. I could just not breathe. I used my nebulizer, I used my inhalers, I did everything that I could with no relief. And I still stuck it through my daughter's birthday. Let me tell you guys, I thought it was more important to go through her birthday than to breathe. I just didn't want to miss it, which was stupid. And I'm sorry for my language. It was just very, very, very dumb of me to have made that decision. I ended up in the emergency room, really, really, really sick, hardly being able to breathe. Nevertheless, I recovered, knock on wood, and but it could have been worse. It really, really could have been worse. Not everybody that goes into a full-blown asthma attack and they hardly have any oxygen in their body, you know, there are cases that you don't recover and there's, you know, fatal outcomes. So it was very scary to me. It was eye-awakening to me, and I want to share it with you guys. And I want, you know, the untrained women and men and young ladies and, you know, anybody who uses these products just to be a little bit more educated, find out what the products include, and just be very, very careful. And I want to give you some, you know, examples of the damage that this chemical MMA can do. EMA is much, much safer to use. MMA is more toxic, highly toxic to your body. And I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. I thought it was very important because to me, I figured this is not possible. This is not causing my breathing problems. I know it isn't. But when I did the research and I did the reading online, there's many, many articles on it. I found out that, you know, this was the cause of my problem. This was the root of my problem. And since I changed products, I have not had any problems so far. And I'm able to do what I like to do without having any harmful effects on my body so far, which, you know, nevertheless, let me go over this. These chemicals, MMA can cause, MMA can cause severe irritation to the skin. It's absorbed through your nail beds, can cause more damage to the nail bed, can cause respiratory irritation, intra-alveolar congestion or hemorrhage, which is in your lungs. You have all these little tiny, tiny air sacs, and let's say this is your lung. Let's just say this is a lung. And you have branches that branch out all the way through your lungs, and you have all these tiny little sacs all over the end of the branches. Let me see if I can zoom in here. And the reason that I know is because I have more of a medical background than a nail background. I am currently going to attend classes because it's something that I like to do. I enjoy doing it. Not that I don't like the medical career, but this is something that I want to do on the side. Anyways, your lungs have all these tiny, tiny little sacs, and in these sacs is where your oxygen is exchanged. And if this is damaged and this is consumed with all these toxic chemicals, then you're not going to breathe properly. And if you hemorrhage, which is, you know, bleeding out through your lungs, I don't know how severe it can be for you. I mean, I don't even want to say how severe it can be for you. It could be fatal. Just put it this way. It can cause nasal lesions following exposure to the chemical, and nobody wants to have nasal surgery to remove any lesions whatsoever. It is uncomfortable. Not that I experienced it, but I've seen it, and, you know, having sympathy towards the patients, my patients, you have to have sympathy. It's just not something you want to go through. Not to mention, you know, highly toxic if inhaled for periods of times. If you're in an area, in an enclosed area where there's no proper ventilation, you have no means of getting, you know, cleaner air, it can be very, very toxic. I'm gonna leave it here because I don't want to make this too long. I hope that it was informational for everyone. Based on my personal experience, I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. It was very scary, and I just want to warn people. So everyone, take care, make educated purchases, know what you're buying, know what you're getting, know what's in it. You want to be beautiful, and you want to have your nails looking glamorous, and you want your skin looking great, but at the end of it all, you want to be safe and you want to be healthy. And I'll leave it here, you guys. I hope it helped you, because I learned the lesson the hard way. Thank you, everyone. Bye.